It's the mic that is muted, like it is every time. Welcome to Play It Forward here on the Loading Ready Run Network, just right after Loading Ready Live. So we're starting a little late, and who really knows how late we'll go tonight? I'm not entirely certain. We are playing Betrayal at Krondor tonight. Let's, actually, you know what? Let's do the introductions first so everybody knows what's going on. I'm Beach. This is the Loading Ready Run channel on Twitch, but also you're watching this maybe on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, you get over to the main YouTube channel, youtube.com/loadingreadyrun, and you can join the YouTube memberships. And part of a thing you get to do when you do that, you're going to pay to join the membership. That's a way to monetarily support the channel. But it also means that you get to submit questions for the Askler. And if there's anything that you want to ask us any month, you can just ask a question, and then probably we will answer that question in the Askler, because we tend to get a lot of questions being asked. If you haven't done that this month, go ahead and do it. I think we had the call out recently for Askler. So if you had something that was bugging you in the back of your mind, you want to ask, I think this month it's like, who is it again? It's like Nelson and me and Corey, I think. If you had questions for any of us, then yeah, you can go to the YouTube channel, and there is a method that explains how to do that there. You can also, of course, back us on Twitch. A lot of you are watching this on Twitch right now, in fact, when it happens live, through subs or through bits. Both of those ways are great, and we do appreciate it. You can also back us on the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, and you'll notice that, man, there's a whole bunch of people backing us already, right? There's just 2,600. Like, there's been so many that have joined this month, and we're making a lot of money Canadian, which is a little less money American, but it's probably a hell of a lot of Norwegian kroner. And all of that money is what supports the moon base and the many employees that we have working for us, and all of the contractors as well. And it puts rent and mortgage and food in front of people who need those things in order to survive. Because don't we all need those things living in the society we live in these days? We definitely do need those things, and I'm glad that you are providing it for us, because this is a really cool job, but I'm also glad that my really cool job brings you guys as much joy as it does. If you had told me when I was in high school playing Betrayal at Krondor that someday you would be paid to play it, I'd be like, why? I don't understand why anybody would do that. I thought I was going to be an IT manager. Why would I be paid to play a video game? But, Nurgle asks, we've been paying for an empty building? Aha, a semi-empty building. We are still making use of it. How else do you think we do Checkpoint? And where do people go to do editing? Those things still need to get done. They just now are being done in shifts. But of course, the last thing I need to mention is store.loadingreadyrun.com, or as Ben told us earlier tonight, loadingreadyrun.store.com. If you go there, you can buy that really cool album that Ian has put out at loadingreadyrun.store.com, I'm sure. I've never been there. I know that store.loadingreadyrun.com is where you can buy other types of hilarious disc media, such as all of our seasons, not all the seasons that we've produced, but we do have some of our seasons on DVD. And Season 11 has also made it to Blu-ray. And if you want to buy Season 11 of Loading Ready Run sketches, the yearly sketches that we did, plus a whole bunch of extra stuff, because man, is there extra stuff. All 52 sketches from Season 11. Lure Crew commentary tracks on every sketch. All the Kickstarter bonus videos for the year of Lure. So that's the tennis balls, Iron Stomach Challenge, all that kind of stuff. Every episode of Loading Time for Season 11, which is why there's so many discs. There's a 30-minute blooper reel. There's other sorts of other things, yet unseen project pilots. There's also there is the last bit from the live show that Loading Ready Run did at the Fringe in Victoria. It was the only Fringe show that Loading Ready Run ever did, and they called it Loading Ready Live. We have made use of Loading Ready Live a lot through the years. It definitely props up an awful lot of the things that go on here, is our wish to do a lot of things live if we can do them. So the disc media has been made. It is present. You may buy it on the store. We will have some leftovers, I'm sure, that you can't buy yet and perhaps can buy in the future, which is probably good news, because if you're from the EU or the UK, Shipping issues will abound. If you're from the EU, July 1st is your deadline. Anything you buy after June 30th, essentially, we will not be able to ship to you. We'll actually not be able to sell you anything. So if you want to buy something from the store, please go look into it right now. Maybe the RoadQuest water bottles, once they get put back in stock, you'll get an email from the store if you put your email address in to say, let me know when the RoadQuest water bottles are in stock. Or maybe the Lure Pride shirt. You want to get one of those things as well. I believe coming up in this week, I should be seeing those enter the store. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's kind of all the monetary things I can think of. Let's get to the game. This is chapter 8 of 9. We did chapter 7 in one night. I don't know if we can do chapter 8 in one night. Oh, that's good. I mean, I'd be scared too, just looking around. So this area is, it's funny because I'm looking and they don't actually, there we go. This is called Timeriana. It is an ancient world, or a realm, or whatever you want to call it. Definitely different. You see, the Valhero considered themselves a powerful culture. They wanted us to know that this whole thing is a message and a series of messages, and we should pay attention to it. This place is not a place of honor. They completely destroyed it. And yeah, they're... this danger here is an unseen danger. So let's roll on. The thing I do know is there's lots of stuff along here, and that this area is, they split it into 5 sectors in the help web that I'm looking at. There's the northwest, the north, the northeast, the southeast, and the southwest. And the thing says you start in the northwest, don't go to the southwest. You can do that later. So we'll probably just circle our way through the map, starting from here. And I think we'll probably just go northwest even more. We'll head over to that space. What we also know from looking through the spyglass is there's even more things along here, and I have no idea. There's one up there too. So probably look over here in this area, and we'll head out to some other stuff. I have no idea if they're going to have fights. I have no idea if anything is going to happen here. All I know is that we should start towards something. Oh, it's the fair. We should start moving towards something. This looks like something. Owen opened the door. Inside the alien structure, they found a variety of odd-shaped objects, some made of wood, other fashioned from rock or crystal. Don't touch the ones that look like lead. I feel strange vibrations in the air here. Oh my god, said Gorath. This place is unlike the others we have seen. Perhaps we should look around. All right. This is raw mana. As Owen rattled the mana in his cupped hands, violent pulses of blue light flashed between individual shards and prickled his fingers. Though he had never encountered it in this form, he sensed the crystals were magical, perhaps mana, the very essence of magic, would still need to be converted into a form they could use. So this is, this has to be, we have to put a little more work into it in order for it to become enriched mana, and then eventually depleted mana once we use it all up. How much crap do I have on? Oh, I have too much stuff on me, Jesus. We're gonna, nope, can't do that. We're gonna have to start dropping shit. I definitely want to see what the note says. Thomas, as Katala no doubt summoned you, I imagine you have heard most of the pertinent details leading up to the time of my departure from Midkemia. I will give you the details of the circumstances once we meet, but I think it is more pressing you know certain facts. Do not depend on magic. It does not function here in any way I comprehend, and I have concluded something has become of the mana. Its absence may in some way relate to a second factor I've discovered about this planet. Oh, so this is literally just calling it a planet. I don't know to what extent your inherited senses have already told you this, but there appears to be some evidence this world was visited by your Valheru benefactors. A violent race exists here, greatly similar to the Pantathians, similar enough that I think they surely must have been stranded here by Alma Lodka during the time of the Valheru raids across the cosmos. You surely could judge better than I. Gamina is still missing as yet, and I have made a sweep of the entire island. I'm going to head to the northern tip of the island to a ruin I spotted there earlier. Perhaps I'll find answers there. Pug of Stardock. We're going to take that mana. Give 5 all. I don't know if that means I'll be actually able to do something with it, but we do have it now. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do yet. We're probably not gonna find any like word lock boxes here. So we might actually, if there are treasure chests, we might have to like open them up. But let's see. So given where we are, yes. And given where we start, which is we start there. Okay, we could walk down a little bit more, and that should be fine. So let's go south from here a little bit. Not too far. How much can you hold is what I'm curious about. Oh, we have a fight. And there's no magic. So I guess we beat the shit out of these guys. Nothing on the corpses. All right, let's see here. What don't we need? The ability to summon Rusalki would be really interesting here, but who knows if it's actually necessary. I've got both Potion Oxum and the bag. I've got this hammer. I've got this healing thing, which might be necessary. Literally, the guide says, look out for rations and raw mana. And it's like, okay, those are the two things I need. Then I will take those two things. All right. Things we don't need. Maybe we don't need the shell anymore. Maybe we don't need Eliam's heart. Maybe we don't need some of these other things. Like, we already have done this, so we're fine. I mean, weed walkers will be good for sneaking up on people, right? But how good is our stealth? Stealth is 108. Stealth is 99. This lets us count cast mind melt, so that's good. I do want to keep this just in case we have to dig stuff up. He should have at least one thing on him that allows him to do things. We probably don't need Eliam's heart. We can't use magic right now is the thing. I have a feeling we might be able to use magic soon-ish. If we're gathering up raw mana, it makes me feel like, oh, you're probably going to be able to use some of this stuff. So let's just bury a few of our other unneeded things along the way. What can we put in here? I don't give a shit about the Sarik's Bane at this point. Can we even put it on the... Can't put it on anything else. So we'll put that here. No, we can't. Okay. Can I drop anything in here? Okay, we can drop the Sarik's Bane. Can I drop other things? Oh, I'm surprised I can drop other things. Okay. That makes us powerful, so maybe we will we'll use that or the Naphtha. Those are probably good things to use. Hold on to the anti-venom because I have no idea how else to use it. I don't know if we're going to need rope because I don't know if we're going underground or not. We probably don't need the spider. You're right. What's this one again? We don't need that. Okay, there's lots of room in this hole. What else goes in there? Probably don't need the horn. I think that's probably fine. All right, so now what we do is look for stuff to do around here. And I guess that means I knew there was something off in this direction. Ah, it's over there. I couldn't see anybody. Oh, Jesus. That's good. Still good. I'm guessing the blue means that they're not, Okay. The fact that one of them is carrying picklocks makes me think that I'm going to need picklocks. I think the blue is still doing damage, so I feel pretty okay about that. We're facing east still, right? How much closer am I to this other? We'll go south around this mountain. There is a hole. More raw mana. I mean, the reason I call them picklocks now is because that's what the game has been calling them. They are picklocks. What do? They pick locks. Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay. Let's go north of here. Oh, I see. I bet you it's still a 24-hour day, though, isn't it? Shit. Should have done something to his thing. On the plus side, these guys probably aren't going to... yeah, they have slings and stuff. I don't think they're magicians. If there's no mana here, nobody can use magic, right? So... turn that down a little bit in my volume just a hair. I don't know if I'm actually who I'm clicking here. They don't seem to be carrying anything. Oh yeah, I could probably use assessment and figure out what these guys are doing too. Right, so camp. From here. So this is the north sector, according to the maps that I'm looking at. So we want to continue in the northwest sector and really kind of explore this area as much as we can. So I think what I'll do is... that is not a road, is it? It is a road. Okay. Ooh. All right. Strange vibrations. God, I hope it just all stacks. Owen approached the strange door, and as he could open, he peered into the building and finally assured that they were alone, went inside. Let's have a look around. He said, perhaps you'll find something in here we can use. A note. What's it say? Owen unfolded the strange note. Though much of the illustration was faded, it appeared they had discovered some sort of a map. From what they had seen of the strange island so far, it seemed accurate enough. Ah, examining the map, Owen did his best to approximate their location. This looks about right, he said, indicating an area to Gorath. So we're here. That is interesting. probably makes sense for us then to move around in this direction, move our way up into the north. We'll do that. Building was empty. Owens insisted they conducted a quick search, but finding nothing of interest, soon left to resume their search. Okay. Well, if we go down like this, back to the road, past all those dudes, it's a neat looking what have you. Owen's fingers tingled. Grasping the strange looking crystals, he pulled as hard as he could. Whoa, really? Okay. Does that only work on the red ones then, I wonder? Or the yellow ones that then turned out to be red? We've already been there. All the blue ones seem to be whatever. Purple ones. Yeah. So the bright yellow ones are unusual. Ah, there, I can finally see a dude. Aha! We get to go first. I forgot to juice his, I think these guys are actually more of a threat. Yeah, they're doing a lot of damage. Owen is going to need to wait a bit. Aha, rations. Who knows how long we'll be here? Because I can't do anything. God, they just fell on top of each other and to make it very difficult to tell who is who. I think maybe we're fine. I did see a yellow flash over there. So, yeah, there's one on either side of this. Okay, cool. Owen needs to sleep anyway. Put down a bookmark. Owen nudged open the strange door. He gritted his teeth, waiting for a surprise attack, but when none came, he pushed the door open a little further and walked inside. He was stunned to find each wall completely covered with indecipherable symbols and markings. His attention was also drawn to a dark-colored box in the far corner of the room. Moving closer to it, he felt a strange tingling in his fingers, a sensation not unlike the one he felt immediately prior to casting a particularly powerful spell. Ooh. The feeling pulled him in, and without even being aware of the possible dangers involved, he grabbed the box and threw open the lid. Inside, he found a dark crystal staff. Holding the staff in his left hand, he held up his right palm and whispered a simple incantation. Flames leapt from his hands. I can't explain it, Owen said, but this staff has rejuvenated my magic. It's as though the staff has been formed of, I don't know, crystallized mana. Hell yes. F, 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 F. How are we going to do this? That's 3. That's the map. That's 4. Okay. I can have frickin' have this as far as I'm concerned. So we can get that into my hand. There we go. That has 11 charges. Crystal Staff, condition 11%, using and repairable. Staff suggested a great deal about its parent culture, Artifice, with as much attention to physical as metaphysical properties. Its obsidian-like point had been honed to razor sharpness, giving the barrel a formidable weapon which he could use to stab as well as focus spells. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 12, 5, 10, minus 5. And its racial mod is human, you say? Touching the mana to the crystalline staff, a faint glow suffused the length of the stave. Why don't you stay staff? Oh, I see. That's how you repair it. I figured it might have something to do with the mana. Well, you can have that back, I think. Don't drop the lightning staff if you can avoid it? Oh, well, that's going to be, I mean, a little challenging, but not too hard. We'll see what we can do here. What else can we drop then? One of these two. I guess we'll drop the Pocionoxum. And we're going to keep that map, I think. And what else do I want to keep here? Keep repairing that armor. Wow, Owen's at 100% Armorcraft, right. I guess we could drop some restoratives. I was definitely eager to hold on to as many as I could for who knows when I'll get a chance to actually dupe them again. But we can definitely drink a lot. And there's another 12 that we'll have to drink at some point. Since they're going after Owen, I'll have them on him in case we're in a fight and we need to deal with that. I definitely need to keep the sword just in case, but yeah. I'm sure we can use more crystals to charge it more. I'm just afraid of burning through a whole bunch of crystals, but... And the naphtha and the oilcloth and the spider all kind of do the same thing. I'm trying to burn through the naphtha, and then we'll have the oilcloth sitting around for use as well. Though I guess we can always dupe the naphtha, we can't dupe the oilcloth. So maybe I should burn through the oilcloth first. $30 more crystals. You can carry them, Gorath. Excellent. Can we dupe mana? It stacks? Holy shit. I would need to find a place to test that, and I don't think any of the places I have right now are ones where I can test that. So, oh, more of these guys. Now we can also, since we can cast some of these spells again, that has no effect though. And neither does actually attacking these dudes have any effect, it seems. That lightning staff was doing better than this. Well, if we have as much as we do, put that in a bag for the time being. I'm going to transfer that over to here. I'm just hoping that we don't have to have... this gets us up to 79. 10 more. I don't know what happens if you drag a full stack on, so that's 100. What happens if... Does it care? It does care. Okay. Oh, they are made of rations. Okay. You know how it is. Some of these bugs are made of rations. Or maybe just that thing that I clicked was made of rations. Then let's have a look at what it is. It is another bug. Okay. Well, let's continue along the way. Ah. I'm glad that they show up as being like everything else is so colorful, and they show up as being like just these black hooded whatevers. Sure. Oh, wow! That shit failed. That's kind of fascinating. Does this work on these guys? Probably. Cool. That's good news too. I'm feeling like we're gonna have to turn that on so he can start learning a little bit faster. 60. Holy shit. Huh. Okay, so we tried casting some stuff. He was at 100. Hmm. And this thing. Nope. And this thing. Nope. This thing. Nope. We're gonna need to carry as much of this as we can find, it seems. Okay. And this guy. Okay. Yeah, we used up 34 of, if that's durability, because I'm assuming that's what it is, we just used that up immediately in having that fight. Spyglass. There's, I think that's where the rations were. Alright, well, let's continue along. More dudes to fight. The enemy was surprised. These creatures resemble the serpent men, Gorath hissed as they rushed forward. When we had dealings with the Pantathians during the Great Rising, even Delicon despised them. If these are any kin, I would have every last one of them dead. You may get your wish, Owen replied, assuming they don't kill us first. Okay. Let's try Evil Seek one more time. And let's try it at max, and let's try it at this guy. 90? 72? Jesus. Hit your buddy. That would have been funny if you hit your buddy. Good. Until May, I'm glad you're enjoying watching the stream, and that it fits a good time for you to watch it. Those are poisoned. I don't want those. Those are also poisoned. I don't want those either. Well, let's have a look. We've been there. Continue along. Wait, hang on. We could camp. Maybe even a little bit longer for Owen's sake. Nope. We'll camp until morning. Here we go. Aha. These don't show up on the spyglass. My guess is that we are supposed to continue to use up the raw mana on our staff as we go. I just don't know if hitting people with it is what we need to do. That is an enemies. The enemy approached, unsure of how to best deal with the situation. Owen shot a glance at Gorath. All right. Okay. Great. Can I attack him? No. I can only get close enough. Good. If I pick rations off of one of these dudes again, I'll dupe on them. Not gonna be able to do that, am I? Okay, so where are we? Okay, we were just a little bit away from where I was expecting to be in the first place. So if I grab that 25, and I give Gorath 1, and then he puts that 1 back in the cache, and we can't put anything else. What can we put on this cache? Okay, good. I give him another 1. And he drops it on the cache. Oh, shit. Right. Okay, every time you cast, you're using up something. But yeah. We can literally just dupe our way out of this nonsense if we need to. That's good to know. If I start getting low on mana, I'll just start duping it. That also means, though, that we can... I have lots. All right. That's a guy. Oh. Apparently I clicked on the door. Who has an open spot? Well, this place has an open spot now. Let's read a spy note. Thomas, while I discovered no evidence of Gamina at the ruin, I have learned the mana on this planet has undergone metamorphic concretion, or in simpler terms, transformed into crystal. As there is no natural phenomenon that can account for this, I can only assume the change was engineered by an agency of the most supreme order. It is doubtful the Valhero could have mastered it, as it would have cataclysmic effects beyond their control, though it may have given Draken Korin the inspiration for the Lifestone under Sethanon. Ah, I can only assume at this point the ancient gods of this planet may have used the tactic to drive away the Valhero. Again, this you would know better than I. I made my discovery when I touched one of the crystal columns in the ruin and sensed the power of it. At the same time, I sensed within what I will tentatively call an intelligence, because I felt the stirrings of mind speech, though no specific thought ever formed. If you go to the ruin, do not touch the central column. I felt greatly ill for several days after touching this particular column, though I'm not certain of the cause and avoid the rest thereafter. Perhaps after I've found Gamina, I will have the opportunity to learn more. Pug of Stardock. So don't touch, if we go to the ruin, don't touch the central column. Put down a bookmark and walk into these dudes. So, knowing what we know now, we could just burn through a bunch of dudes. I could do it twice. Shit. That sucks. There we go. This is, yes, it also costs us our usual stamina and health. This thing does not just do it on its own. Ah, we don't need those. We got a 20 pack still? Yeah, good. Yeah, okay. Strange vibrations. What should we find here? Ah, okay. I set that spider down, and that's it. Maybe we don't even need it again. Gorath approached the strange dwelling, head tilted slightly to one side. He stared intently at the ground, listening, his eyes darting back and forth like fish in a bowl. At last he raised his head. I cannot be certain, but I have a strong feeling we will be very unwelcome visitors here. Okay. That's a neat way to look at it. The building was empty. I don't want to just leave the this behind if I can help it. Is there anything else we could leave behind instead? Also, this hasn't changed. This is still 100%. Do I ever need to polish it again? Maybe I don't. We are definitely going to need a... so crystals are still here, and you can still put things on crystals if you want. But yeah, we are definitely going to need, like... I'm in the crystal. Oh no. No, I lost my train of thought. The thing that I was like, we definitely need X. It's like, no, no. I am interested to know if the what we're doing. Like, there we go. There's a guy I need to attack. Come on, think this through. There was a whole set of words in your brain you were like all interested in, and then it was like nothing. No, okay, forget it. Can't think of what I was gonna say. Largely doesn't matter then. No, you. I keep forgetting to put stuff on. Thanks. I mean, if nobody else likes these things, I'm fine with that. Hit him again. You missed. You're supposed to hit him. I really don't know if I should be just casting a lot more spells or doing whatever. Like, at the moment, it's kind of nice that Owen can just keep getting his accuracy melee up. I do wonder if I am going to run out of rations at some point. Are we too far from what we're supposed to be doing? I think maybe we are, actually. Let's go back towards those three. We didn't explore all the way to the end of the island, or this area, did we? So let's... These are not normal. Okay. And this was on the map as a thing. It was like, don't touch the central column, the 7 pillars. The pillar was made of crystal. In better condition than the others in the circle, its reflective surface was not as pitted by the blast of the sands as the others had been. Stroking its surface, Owen marveled at the amount of work it must have taken the craftsman to make. I wonder what this place was originally, Owen asked, not expecting the mental reply which flooded his senses. You stand in the ruins of Karzin Mauk, once the high temple of the 7 gods of Timiriana. Once, these columns were only symbols of the god, crafted by the Savani artisans who were the servants of Datsavan. Now they are the vessels within which we have taken refuge. Refuge? What drives a god into refuge? Owen asked. I wouldn't think it would be possible. Valheru. These are the things I think we're not supposed to touch the middle one of, because columns, right? So, Valheru, the voice said, though without a true voice, it was impossible for Owen to tell, but there were shadings within it that seemed a mixture of hate and sorrow. Those who were known as the Valheru extinguished all life as we knew it here, using this as a battleground where they warred with all who dared challenge their universal supremacy. Only when Datsavan showed to us that our struggles would be futile did we create a plan by which we could drive out their hordes of Pantathians and Kata and Mekap Mati. You can assume that's an M. Could be Zeka Mati. Could be an X there. What did you do? Owen asked. A long silence greeted him before a distant reply came to him. Of the 7 who ruled, there are only 6 of us who survived the desolation. 2 have faded so far from the world that they can no longer give voice to their thoughts, but instead are little more than sentient forces of nature. Only Datsavan will remain, waiting for the time of the awakening. He shall call us when the need has come. We shall not speak again, Savani. Is that every pillar is going to do this to me? It's not even going to show me the pillars. Now, if I look, it's not going to show me the pillars either. Okay. The pillar was smooth to the touch. Towering over Owen, it seemed to be made of an exquisite crystal of some fashion that was wholly unlike anything he'd ever seen in Midkemia. Through it, he could see refracted images of the desert beyond, but when he varied the angle at which he held his head, it seemed as though he could see other places which were not on the other side of the column. Instead, it seemed there were images of oceans and skies of other colors. Your observations intrigue me. You are a Savani, are you not? Startled at the presence of the alien sentience in his mind, Owen shook his head, unsure whether he should simply think his reply or speak it aloud. He decided that speaking it would be the safest route. I'm not familiar with the term Savani, so I don't know if I am one or not. Who am I communicating with? Nearby, Gorath threw Owen a startled glance, apparently alarmed that his friend was speaking to the air. Before Owen could rattle off an explanation, the voice within his mind returned. I'm Sutakami, mother of the Thousand Mysteries, once goddess of Timiriana. Timiriana. You have summoned me. What do you desire to know? I'm not sure what you're asking, Owen said. Are you an oracle? No, the voice replied. I may only tell you that which is already known, though I dimly perceive things that may come to be. I sense you're a newly come to this world. Perhaps you would desire to see something of the creatures who inhabit the desolation of our world. Suddenly, Owen's mind reeled with visions of men with scales rather than skin, and large hulking creatures with shining carapaces which roamed the deserts. Grasping to retain what he learned about the creatures, as information flooded through his mind like a tide, he at last seized upon the image of a wispy figure. What are these things I see? Owen asked. They look as if they were made of smoke. They are the ancient servants of Relin Skar, the last priest of Datsavan before the desolation. Creatures of magic that can only be killed by special spells, which drain directly from their materiality, their strength. Now they still wander the ruins of Datsavan's ancient temple. Oh wait, maybe it's the columns in the temple. For a moment, the image wavered, then stabilized once more. I must rest. I am needed elsewhere. Assessment has gone up, you say. Oh, all right. So, does that mean that if I talk to these things, they're going to eventually all give me cool stuff? I don't know. Let's see here. There's a whole detailed walkthrough. I see. There's a whole list of here's the ones that if you click on, they will give you bonuses. This was the assessment one. There's a map for them, but the map doesn't load. It says don't touch the center column here. All right, well, let's get back on this road and look forward so I can get a sense. There's these three, right? There's that one, and there's these three. So what I'm going to do is, it says defense is one of the ones that you get a bonus to. I'm just going to take my accuracy melee off so I can get the bonus to defense at some point. Took a shit kicking from somebody, apparently. Those rocks must do a hell of a thing. So let's try this one. Nope. Either it's sleeping or it died. Warmth radiated from the column. At first, Owen assumed the crystal was radiating heat reflected from the alien sun, but even on the side away from the glare, the pillar seemed equally warm. I may do little for you, a feminine voice asked quietly in his mind. This much and no more. Suddenly, the sensation of heat grew, washed out from pillar like a warm breeze, shifting the sand beneath their feet and pressing out into the deserts beyond. In a brief second, the wind was gone, leaving the pillar cold and quiet. And the whole defense party went up, I guess. All right. I got 97. Gorath got 100. So we can turn that off. I guess we could probably turn Owen's off as well at this point. Doesn't really matter. I think we touched this one. Yep. Touch these three next, I believe. Touch this one. Owen hesitated. Shimmering in the hellish alien heat, it seemed probable the sun-warmed crystal would blister him if he touched it, but he was curious what material the glass-like pillar had been made of. Privately, he wondered if the serpent people they had encountered in the desert plains had been responsible for the enigmatic monoliths, but somehow the idea seemed wrong to him. No, the pillars of Karzin were not crafted by the Panath Tiand. The voice whispered in his mind. We made ourselves. Horrified by the sudden uninvited intrusion of the alien presence within his mind, Owen drew back from the column, but the intruder remained. We seven were the gods of Timiriana, Savani. I myself was once Datsavan. We found him, Lord of Gates. But once the Valheru brought their wars of desolation, we narrowly averted the great star death. I don't know what any of the things you're saying mean, Owen replied. I've heard very little about the elven old ones called the Valheru, but beyond that, it is unimportant, Savani, the voice said. What we were is lost beyond regaining, but there is time yet to save your people from the same fate. Our world? Owen asked. The Valheru have been dead on my world for the time beyond reckoning. For time beyond reckoning, they cannot pose any threat to us. A feeling of disinterest washed through him as the god brushed aside the question. The one you know as Pug of Stardock will tell you more when the time comes for you and the Wanderer to make your choices. For now, you must bring to this place the cup of Renskr. Oh yeah, there was a... We have to go to a place there, I believe, yes. Do this, and we will free Pug from his captivity. Suddenly suspicious about the nature of the entity which spoke to him, he worded his reply carefully. If you are a god, why do you need a starship? And why should I trust a bodiless someone who claims to have imprisoned the one we look for? You are wise to question, the voice replied, but it is mine alone to know this truth. You may do as I ask and bring to me the cup of Rinskr, or you may perish in the desolation of Timiriana. The choice is yours. I warn you, however, it would be an unwise decision to utilize its powers. Pug already has learned this lesson. So, all right. We need to touch these other two. There's something odd about the column. Moving his hand, Owen struggled to find words for what he was feeling. You know how it is when someone is standing behind you and you know that they're standing there even though you haven't heard them come up? Smiling faintly, Gorath shrugged. It is a sensation I have heard of, but I'm afraid that it's an experience almost unknown with my kin. Reaching up, he tugged one of his ears. There is little that escapes our hearing. Oh. Looking down at the ground, Owen suddenly flushed, realizing how little he truly knew about Gorath or his people. One day he would make a point of getting to know him better. Well, I don't know how to explain what I felt in the pillar, except that it felt alive, like there was a presence within it. If only I knew how to reach it. Okay, so nothing going on there. And this one. The crystal was cold. Unnerved by the natural chill of the object in the blistering desert heat, Owen moved away from it, aware that he suddenly felt very ill, noticing that Gorath looked likewise as distraught. Let's not toy with that artifact again, Gorath scolded. I have a very bad feeling about that pillar. That isn't the one in the center, is it? It isn't. What the frig? Did we get hurt? I don't actually know if we got hurt. Should we try the one in the center? Is this actually the one in the center? Ah, energy blasted from the column. Dazed, Owen picked himself up from where he had fallen in the sand, reaching for a hand up from Gorath. There was this presence that was in the column. When I touched it, I felt as if I would kill every single Panath Tiandin on the face of this world, as if I could have strangled them all barehanded, and then the feeling was gone. It is strange you should mention it, but I am feeling suddenly vigorous myself. What are these Panath Tiandin? Gorath replied. It's an unfamiliar term. The snake men that we have run into. I'm not sure why I know that, but I know that that's what they're called in this world. So Pantathians, the Panath Tiandin and the Pantathians apparently are two different things on this world, according to the walkthrough I see. Ah. So, look at that. I got a 16 boost. Good for us. Let's go ruin some lives. Gabintil healed. Oh, perfect. We've touched all 7 columns, despite probably not wanting to touch that one column. We maybe shouldn't have done that. All right. You want to go south on this road. It says until you reach the main road, turn east, and then you're going to fight 3 guys, which we did. We head into the northeast sector. It says as soon as it bends northeast, try going south to find a even more mana columns. I guess we could do that. We could loop around this way. There's something to touch over here that I've missed yet. Let's see. Ah, up there. More crystals. I feel like I'm not going to need that many more crystals at this point. It seems mostly, at this point, what we're looking for is just kind of getting through this sector. And there's not much to find. Like, we did see that, oh, there's a couple places you can go. We did see that one that was kind of buried in the center there. But it looks like a lot of this is just fight your way through the chapter. I still need to... I mean, we're a little stronger now, so... we are doing an awful lot of damage. And our stealth has gone up. Oh. That's good news. And... still 100%. Probably never gonna need it. That guy's carrying nothing. Guess we just continue what we're doing. What's behind me? Ah. Is this the one we just looked in? Yeah, it is. Well. I see. Okay, so it's not only using... I cast a Despair Thy Eyes, which costs 2. After I cast that, it also used 2 of the Crystal Staff. Oh, and Yelp, rubbing his nose, he stared in confusion at the scene before them. Some invisible force preventing them from moving forward. So he's run into some kind of magical barrier here. Whoever or whatever is inside apparently doesn't want us coming in. How can this be possible when one may not perform magic in this place? You haven't been paying attention to what I said. It's not impossible, just very difficult. Whoever's constructed this magical barrier has access to a huge amount of mana. Perhaps this Pug is somehow responsible for this? Actually, this might be where Datsavan has him imprisoned. Pug must be inside here. Okay, the voice you heard within the pillars. Yes, well, at least we will know where to come and get him once we've retrieved this cup that he wants. Let's get back to searching. So we can't go through here. There was a magical barrier. If we explore to the west, we'll find some more stuff. On the road south of his prison, there's more people. If you stick to the road, which you can do. No. Run to another corner of protective barrier. Can we just not go that way? Am I going to have to follow a completely different part of the road? I guess we have to go back this way. That's weird. Well, let's have a look at the map. We have a map that tells us what's where we're supposed to be. So we're here. We can't do that. If we head back around to this area, we could go follow this route, I guess. Yeah. Oh, it's 9:25. Okay, I'm going to have to take a break. So let's throw a save down. Also, did we get... I need to trade some stuff, I guess. Yeah. We're going to run out of food. Save game. This is an interesting idea because it's one of the few times we've been in a situation where it's like you are definitely going to need rations, and if we keep walking around and going to places that we're not supposed to go to, if we explore too much, we might actually run out of rations entirely. So we need to. Well, I mean, I guess we could dupe some food. That is right; they are stackable. So we might end up having to dupe some food at like a tree or something. But there seem to be a fair number of mana trees around. So let me just take a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. And we're back. Play It Forward continues. And I need to figure out where we're continuing from. I see. Let's wait until it's light out to maximize our days walking around. We are here. Around here that's Pug's place where he's being held. There's something in here perhaps that we could have got around from the other angle, but we didn't do that. And the map tells us we are here. So going around this side and getting whatever that is, and then then moving on is maybe the best place to go. It doesn't seem like there's a lot. Now that we know we can dupe mana, I'm like, I don't feel like we need to do a lot of other things. And so unless there's really like cool shit buried around here, I'm largely uninterested. But we know where Pug is, so we need to actually get to a location to do stuff. And I'm just going to jump out of that so I can get the chat back up again normal. If we head directly west from here, so I can get... Ah, that's a house. Oh, some guys around a house. Lots of guys around a house. All right. Ah, this might be a, I have a feeling this might be a, keep forgetting to give Gorath, stuff. I feel like this is going to be, there's this dwelling has already been mentioned to me on a, on something else, so I'm like, oh, okay, well, on the walkthrough, it's like, oh, this is what this dwelling is. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, we should probably juice before we come and do these things from now on. I'll do that next time. Hopefully these guys are carrying rations and making this worthwhile to me. Oh, yeah, here, you can have this guy. I'll take this guy. He came right to us. Good. And they spread out! Oh, that's good of them. Shit! If only I had a magical freshening spray. Alright, you can have these. We were just talking about how we needed all of your rations. No. Alright. Kind of bookmark. Go inside. Strange vibrations. Another staff if we need it. Which I don't right now, so we're not going to take it. I am, however, going to borrow this back from him. I'm going to send that to... There we go. Keep our stuff in pretty good nick if we can do it. There we go. Yeah, maybe I should just dupe rations right now. That's the spoiled stuff, isn't it? Was this the guy? Maybe he was the guy. Give him 1 rations. Cool. Oh, and you can have that 1 back. All right. Given where we are now, here, we want to head back to the road and follow the inner road, I believe is the idea. Yeah. So unless there's anything, I'm going to ask then that if there's a thing in the walkthrough that's like, we know there's a crystal staff in that house, that's good. In case I break mine, ugh. In case I break mine, I know what I can do. So if there's anything else that comes up that you're like, oh, you know, it would be a good place to, you know, don't leave this sector, don't leave the northeast, or don't leave whatever because there's something that you're gonna want from in here. But otherwise, I'm not that interested in gathering more mana. I'm not interested in getting more other stuff at the moment. Like, rations are important, but we can dupe our rations as you've seen. So, and yeah. We're on the road now. It's just gonna be bags and bags of fighting. It is, isn't it? All right, well, whatever. I could juice. Just to get through some of these fights faster. I mean, where we're at already is like 97% defense and other things. And I'm just like, maybe it is not that important that we get all juiced up for some of these things. Though I guess I could do this and I don't even increase my power at all. Let's see what happens. So that is the group we said we'd attack, so. Okay. First up, Evil Seek. Evil Seek. It's Evil Seeking. Yow. Yeah, no benefit to doing that. I should try Firestorm at least once, so that could be fun. Firestorm, Final Rest, Firestorm. Oh yeah, strikes all targets within LOS. Just like that? I mean, beats the shit out of Evil Seek if I can see everybody. We're gonna have to camp here for a bit anyway because I need to heal Owen. Reach in here, grab his still good rations. Excellent. Okay, I have a question about that, actually, Pixel Art Dragon. You said, since you're going to be resting for so long, use an herbal pack. Does that help you regain more of your stamina while you're resting? Is that what they're for? Because I've only ever used them ever in the game for when I'm poisoned or have the plague or something, when I have an affliction. Do they actually do more than that? If they do, that's super cool. Ah, there's a thing south of here. Herbal pack doubles healing from resting. No kidding. I will keep that in mind from now on. Oh, I think we're going back the wrong way. Yeah, we're going back to an area that we already were at. That and that. We want to head this way and head down. I mean, I do like finding notes because notes are also notes are like, it's more writing, right? It's more stuff we get to read in the game. There's a thing over there, so we'll go over there. It was over here. Getting close to it. Yes, there's a couple things down there. Ah, straight south. Ah, snake, it would have bit me. Something inside the dwelling slithered. I didn't much care for the sound of that, said Owen. Perhaps we should. His sentence hung in the air and finished as the door slammed open. He suddenly found himself facing off against a snake-like creature that seemed very intent on making sure that would never again be bothered by them. Alright, this time let's just cast Firestorm the one time and see how this goes down. Starting with you. I don't think we'll do this every time. I do like that it pushes them back, though. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's so good. More rations. Which we will need if we're going to camp again to get some of Owen's whatever back. That's definitely not needed. Let's give him that. Let's see here. Use an herbal pack. I don't think Gorath technically needs it. Well, anyway, let's try this. It does seem to go a lot faster, doesn't it? All right, that's cool. What's in the house? Raw mana and more rations. So a great place to come if you need more rations. Good to know that we're I think there's something just south of here. Yes, so there's something over there and there's something down there. So let's go south first and then we'll go over to that one. Drop a bookmark just in case. It's just those good vibrations. I don't need Pug's message, I don't think. Is this the new one? Thomas, I've discovered two things of interest which may be of help. First, as I mentioned in my previous missive, the mana has been crystallized on this world and may be harvested in bounty from the yellowish crystal formations which dot the planet. My second discovery was an artifact of surprisingly high order which I was able to free from a magical trap near the columns to the north. I suspect by various elements of its design that is meant to enhance certain telepathic abilities and will attempt this evening to see if it might be utilized in reaching Gamina's mind more later. Ah. You can just keep that note. We are here. We're going to go over there. So, Pug did the thing that people do, which is, yo, I found this sweet thing. Oh, okay. Time to do some shit about it, I guess. There's only so much I guess he could figure out, so... It's funny that they have some sort of weapon, like they have slings and they have some sort of sword on them, and yet when we go look at their bodies, it's like, y'all can't use any of this. Don't even try. We're not even gonna let you see it as stuff you can hold on to. It's like, okay, that's cool, I guess. Great. Did I go too far north? Maybe I did. Is that the barrier? Ah, yes. Well, there's lots of this around, so take some of that if I want to. Why not? And what's here? There's that. Great. Oh, there's this. Just more crystals. There's 4 things over there. Let's go over there. Oh, it's a whole village. They say it takes a village. Building was empty. Something inside the dwelling slithered. I keep forgetting to decorate Gorath's sword. Dude. Let's do that now. Ah. More of that. Probably don't need any more of that. Nope. And more rations. Sure. Other houses? Ah. Can't use that. There's this place, northeast of here. I think we've been here before. Yeah, that has those notes that we ended up dealing with. Let's work to the inside of this place. Oh, we have a fight. Ugh. Nah, you know what? Let's run around and hit people. That's more fun. That dude's still standing. Holy shit. I'm gonna start With Gorath, anyway, I'm gonna start right mouse clicking so I can swing, because you get a higher damage out of it. And he's already gonna do 115% chance of hitting. It's like 561 damage, sure. What did it actually do? That much. There we go. Nope. Okay, so it appears that it is definitely possible to get through all of this without needing. There's lots of rations around. We are probably overburdened with rations at this point. We are here. I feel like we need to head down more. We're gonna have to. This looks like it heads into this area, but let's go see what that actually means. Great. Lots of that. Sleep until... maybe we won't sleep until morning. All this water near a waterfall. Ah. What's in here? Nothing. What's in here? Nothing. What's in here? Everything. There's more crystals. We're both holding 100 crystals each, which is good. Okay. I'm going to have a quick look at the... at the walkthrough. Cross the river via the East Bridge, the Central Bridge. We've crossed the Central Bridge here. Ah, cool. All right. You can go into the mine. There's a mine here. Your aim in the southeast is to find that cup of Rulin Skur. If you study the map, you'll note you can avoid the majority of combats here by sneaking along the riverbank until you reach the dwelling containing the cup. Okay, so there's a dwelling we're heading for. We're just not supposed to be entering the mine. That's easy enough. I just have to figure out where there is a dwelling. There's that. The mine's probably up here then, so... let's go over here. Let's go over to this one, and then let's go over to that one. So we're just going to walk around the corner here. Oh, Serpent Men. So now, these guys that are holding staffs are Pantathians, apparently. These are actually Pantathians, right? But, as you can see, they don't have... They have no power here. There's no way for them to cast any spells. So, they're basically just going to run around and not do anything, which I think is really funny. Alright, another bookmark. Not to go in there. There's two things north of that river. Okay. And that's the mine. So now we know about the mine. We're not going there. Instead, we want to go this direction. Glad we have the spyglass for this, because, man, it is making things a lot easier. There, and there. So let's go to that one first. Did I miss it? It is directly ahead of me. Oh, there's a dude there. Walking too fast is my problem, I guess. Nice. That's good. Largely don't care then. Where is the thing I was looking for? Oh, man, I missed it by a lot. It's not that, is it? It's right beside me. What am I not seeing? Oh, that hole in the ground. Great. Yeah. Guess you just have to fight more things in order to beat up more dudes. Okay, so we know the hole in the ground isn't a thing. We follow this road, we'll get to the next thing. So let's just do that. There it is. There's another one over here. There's a few of them over here. And there's a guy to beat up. No, seriously, come back. Seriously, come back. Stop running. Guessing he was running back to maybe pick something off of his buddy to be like, wait, no, if I have X thing, then I can attack with Y thing. Yes, perfect. I am brilliant. Okay, so scouting's gone up. More of that, which we don't need still. There's a house. Something inside slithered. Time for a fight. I mean, I'll give it to them. They're very accurate. I would love it if the timing on those attacks was a little bit easier to deal with. Just like swings. Yes, I see what you're doing. I see you're swinging your whatever. Just cut right in front of Gorath. F it. More rations? How could I say no? Okay. There's lots down here, actually, I guess. We could go down that direction. Where are we in the... Actually, yeah, where are we in the overall map? We are still down here. Oh, there's stuff down this peninsula that we didn't get going down to, which we should probably do at some point. So we'll head down towards this crossroad. That sounds good. Nope, that's a fight. Nice. Six rations. We're fine. This is west. Oh. I guess down there is when I have to go search as well. Okay, so we're gonna go... Great. All the places we need to go. Those three there, which are directly north of me, we went down to there. I think we searched that one. We have to search these three, but there's also that to search. That one, I think we already looked in here. Yep. This one west of here, nothing. Drop a bookmark. More of that. Wow. That was a lot. Accuracy melee or scouting, I think it went up a while ago. Quick search of the bodies. Can I hit the guy dead center? Probably. Who knows? Where's his house? Okay, maybe it's this one. Is there anything else further up the road? I think I've done this whole loop at a where I'm kind of at. They certainly hit for a lot, though, don't they? Every time we get hit, it's taking quite a bit off of our armor. And I can't trade armor, which sucks. I can at least do this, though. Oh. Wow. Nothing is in the bag. Right, I wanted to look at the spyglass. And we're very close to the... here. So I think I just need to head south again and maybe work my way into this area. We're not supposed to go to the southwest until we save Pug, so I'm not going to do that. So I go south of here. Nope. It was the one where we weren't supposed to bug the guy, I guess. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Now can I look at his house? We have so many rations now, I'm starting to wonder if I actually have too many on me. No, we're not going to just do that, though. Okay, what else is around here? Keep heading south, I guess. Okay. There we go. 111. These are, yeah, spellcasters. Oh, it's true. Maybe having rations on us for Pug when he arrives might be good, too. Where are we in terms of... There. That's where we need to go. Turn to the east-ish. Ah, southeast from here. Just more of that. We're fine still. Oh my god. You guys coming? Or are you running off? Good. We want to go there and then there. I like that the scouting will let us avoid an ambush because it's high enough. More of the same. Okay, we wanted to go a bit more this way. This one here. There's 3 down here. Let's go down to this one. Whoa, wow. Let's start with you. It is 10:12. I'm gonna have to take a break here in a second. Maybe we can get that cut before I have to take the break. Poof. Oh. I didn't expect that. Really didn't expect that. I thought they couldn't cast spells. The door burst open. The creatures streamed out from a curious formation as if they were trying to protect something inside the strange little dwelling. Sure how best to deal with the situation, Owen shot a glass at Gorath. The heartbeat later, the battle was joined. This is probably where I need to be. I guess you can just get in here and ruin some lives. There we go. How far can I go here? You know what? I'm not. I'm too lazy to walk. Here. Hey, what? Bang. Oh. I guess we're gonna have to walk. Look at all the guys. Do the guys have anything on them? Why would they? Now, if you needed to leave something behind, and you had no way of doing that, what would you do? Probably need the rope, aren't we? Oh, we can do that at least. That's good. I'm starting to feel like those weed walkers are kind of unnecessary. Cool. So we have the cup of Rlinsker, tarnished, dented, peeling. While age had left its marks on the ancient ceremonial cup, it had not diminished the majesty of the artisan's work. 4 leprous serpents reared from the sides of the battered chalice, their eyes of ruby seething with mysterious intent. And there's all sorts of other things here. I feel like I could just bloop a bunch of our stuff at this point. Just be like, here, you take this. I'm going to take that blooped stuff. We're going to bloop that. That sounds great. And then there's one left. Why don't I just get rid of it? And I'll take my weed walkers back. Just for the stealth bonus. You know how it is. But we don't need more rations. And if we do need more rations, we know where we can find them. In the meantime, let's take a quick break. $85 save. You guys also have a quick break. I'll see you in a few minutes. And we're back with more of this wandering around that we have to do here on Play It Forward. But we found the cup, and now all we need to do is head back to the pillar, I believe it was. And I'm pretty sure there isn't anything else cool to get along here. I have a feeling we're going to have some fights, though. Almost assuredly. I want to cross this bridge? Sure, why not? There'll be fights along here. We haven't crossed the East Bridge ever. Yeah. I'm assuming Arclight is probably still following along on Mike's RPG Center. Whereas I'm not. Is there anything cool down that peninsula? If I go east of here and go down, is that going to be like, oh, there's some cool stuff over there you should totally go check out? Or at this point, it's like, no, it's just more rations and more mana. Because if that's all it is, I can't be bothered. And we'll fights, rations, and mana. Yeah, don't care. I should really start using the. Oh, that's fine. Now where are we here? Going straight through here. Sure. Till morning. Main. We need to head a little northwest. Yeah, here we go. All right. I believe it was this one, or was it this one? Doesn't matter. We're just going to try them until there we go. Oh, and touch Dutsavin's column. Feeling the familiar presence stir within, he waited patiently for the entity to respond to his mental call. "You have returned with the cup," the voice said calmly. "That is well. The abandoned progeny of the Pantathians will now be denied access to the hall. We can be assured they will never again hear from their Midkemian mistress, though their reestablished contact with their brethren holds dire consequences for the future of your world." All right, good to know. But for now, you have no need of concern. The cup's powers may now be subdued until the time it is needed again. "Pug's welfare still remains," Owen said firmly. "We have run to the limits of this island for you. Now we wish to know where you have kept him. He is safe within a structure constructed by the Panath Tianden. The protective barrier that kept him within the structure will be removed once you locate him. He misapprehended the scope of the cup's powers. When he wakened its powers to seek the mind of his lost daughter, it overwhelmed him and reduced him to little more than a helpless child. You imprisoned him so you could protect him?" Owen guessed, "to save his life?" An amused quality lent itself to the god's mental reply, though Owen felt certain such feelings were beyond a god. "As an individual, he is of little interest to us, but we saved his life in honor of a kindness done for the last survivor of our world's Holocaust by one known as Macros." Interesting. "He knew of these events and asked that the one known as Pug be sheltered until you returned here with the cup. Already he has regained most of his identity and memory, but his abilities will yet be impaired for some months. You will also find that the way is open to a place that would have gained you your deaths if you'd gone there. The ancient lands once occupied by the Valhera during their wars here. There are artifacts there that may be of help to you in your battles. You may now leave, but take the cup with you. With it, you may teach Pug any of the spells you know." Oh, really? Cool. I happen to know all of them. So it says here, if you click the pillar again... Okay. Owen touched the column. Beneath his fingertips, a slight tingle presaged the fusion of the god's mind with his own. "What is that which you require? We've been unable to locate Pug as of yet," Owen said. "Where exactly is he? I have difficulty telling directions in this place. As time grows short, as you measure such things, and it is of small moment to perform this action, I shall open a small gate for you, and in passing you shall be sent unto him." Before the god had finished his statement, a blinding flash of light coursed from the pillar and obliterated the world. A sensation that was vaguely reminiscent of the passage through the gate between Midkemia and Timiriana. Rianya. Just took us right there. Which I think is kind of neat. I haven't even looked at the... Yeah, we are nowhere on this map. There was motion in the tent. Pushing back the strangely woven door flap of the tent, a short man stepped forward and squinted at them. Unassuming in most respects, he walked casually forward as if it were not at all unexpected that he would find humans in the strange desert world. "Where is Thomas? Thomas, where is Thomas? It is important I speak with him." "He was unable to come and he sent us after you. He gave us the spell which you left to him." "Unable to come? Why? What has happened to him?" "He was injured during an attack on Elvandor by the Moradel. Queen Aglarana assures us that he will be all right." "I can't believe that Makala's plans would be served by sending you here, so for the moment I will have to trust your word. Looking at you, it occurs to me your face is familiar. Are you the magician boy who came into Krondor with Senior Locklear a few months ago? Try about 6 years by about the amount of time we've been camping, but sure, yeah." "Yes, and you remember Gorath? His face has been hard for me to forget these last few nights. He was the first tool of Makala's in this grand scheme." "You accuse us of being liars and spies?" "I'm not implicating you were a willing participant, Gorath. You were as unknowing in your part as I must assume Delicon is in his. When you said he had raised the war banners of Myrmindamus over Sarsargoth..." I dropped a thing on the floor while I'm reading. "I became somewhat alarmed. Having seen Myrmindamus' death with my own eyes, I had no reason to believe he still lived, but forces acting in his name caused the calamity of Sethanon, and I thought it possible the Pantathians were once again responsible. After some investigation, I found that they were indeed interfering with affairs in the kingdom, but were acting through a band of magical thieves, searching for various magical items, trinkets, in no way directly responsible for what was happening." Okay, I gotta read that again. "After some investigation, I found they were indeed interfering with affairs in the kingdom, but were acting through a band of magical thieves, searching for various magical items, trinkets, in no way directly responsible for what was happening in the Northlands, or posing immediate threat to Midkemia." Okay. "With the issue resolved, I believed then Delicon was merely exploiting the reputation of his predecessor to gain power." I mean, if chest hair throws you off this bad, chat, I mean, if I give you something else to focus on, I can just, we can just do this. Anyway. I believe that Delicon was merely exploiting the reputation of his predecessor to gain power. So then what did Gorath tell you that was so important? It was only after Makala tricked me into coming here that Gorath's testimony to Prince Arutha took on any significance. In passing, he had mentioned Delicon wearing a helm of black shaped like a dragon. Myrmindamus wore such a helm and had it with him when Prince Arutha cut him down. Whoever had given Delicon Myrmindamus' helm had to have been inside the caverns beneath Sethanon. There are only 4 magicians I can think of who might have had the wiles to slip inside the first perimeter of defenses that had been placed there. One is Macros, but since he was instrumental in averting catastrophe there, I cannot believe he would be responsible. Another is a magician who Macros once told me of, named Nakr the Isolani, but again, I have reason to believe the Northlands would hold little interest for him. The only others would be as capable are Elgar and Makala, but Elgar has been quite busy with his students at Stardock, leaving your only suspect as Makala. But why is he doing all of this? Why would he be pushing Delicon into a war with the kingdom? If he was ingenious enough to get within the caverns, he would still need considerable help achieving his final objective. A chamber containing an artifact of unbelievable destructive power about which he has been indefatigably interested. I left behind a dragon to guard it, and even my powers would be sorely taxed in a single battle against a dragon her age, let alone one with the special capabilities of the one who sleeps under Sethanon. Once she is alarmed, she will no doubt summon help from a secret garrison of soldiers which King Liam ordered to remain in the region of Sethanon, soldiers whom Makala surely would have detected on his first visit, and intends to counter with Delicon's mortal troops. Okay. But that's why Prince Arutha sent us to find you. He's afraid that Delicon is going to have magicians working at the siege at Northwarden. Maybe we can stop them there. Unfortunately, I'm of no use to anyone at the moment, let alone Prince Arutha. In my blind haste to find Gamina, I used a magical artifact that would have best been left alone. This? We already know something about it. You said before that you were going to have to trust us, so you have to trust me now when I tell you I think I can help. I hope for all our sakes I'm not wrong about this. Pug shook as he lifted the jeweled cup of Runthur, feeling power flare within the jeweled artifact. Now, I would be told, if I was writing this, don't use the same adjective. Don't use the same word more than once, unless they're articles, right? But you need to be careful with that. Lift the jeweled cup of Runthur, feeling power within the jeweled artifact. It's like, I would have not have done jeweled twice there, but, you know, this might have been one of those edits that you're doing where it's like, you wrote a thing, and then I gotta go back and I gotta rewrite some stuff and then do this, and you just completely miss that. I mean, we've seen how many times have they used the wrong its, right? I think that's just what happens sometimes. In ever-expanding circles, his consciousness stretched outward, touched on the minds of those with whom he traveled, finding awe, confusion, fear, pain, knowledge. That's usually how school works, I think, for everybody. He's talking about high school. With jarring suddenness, Owen's mind was joined to Pug's, each dazed by the intimacy of the contact. Concentrate on what you know of spellcraft, Pug thought. I shall do the same, though in my debilitated condition, I think I shall benefit more from this than you. Well, that's all it was. Owen stirred and found that Gorath was standing over him, a look of concern in his face. I was wondering about you two, he said. How long were we out? Owen asked, sitting upright. 2 days, Gorath replied, smiling at Owen's startled reaction. It's a good thing you both had presence of mind to eat when I put the food into your hands. Oh, I see. Pug is now in the party. Cool. What can Pug do? He does not know and the light shall lie. But it's fine, I guess. But he does know those things. Well, let's have a look at this. Patras 2, then. Well, I don't know. He's not doing great, but he can 100% cast. Not bad. This is not a great place to start off with, seeing how high everybody else's stuff has been worked out to. Let's actually look at Pug. All right, you guys can't see Pug's portrait whenever I have it, like, because I'm covering that. I meant to shorten this video section so that I would stop covering this much of the screen, but we left it this big. So whatever. Let's read about him, because Owen is just going to ruin his life. We'll get you up on defense, I think is going to be a positive thing here. Orphaned at a young age, Pug was raised in the kitchens of Cryde in the Western Empire. Apprenticed to Kulgan the Magician, he showed little magical promise initially, Pug was captured and enslaved by the Tsurani during the Rift War. This is the first time we get to play as Pug, so we get to read about all this now. Seeing vast potential in the boy, the great ones of the Tsurani Empire began to train him in the magic of the Greater Path. When Pug returned to Midkemia, he helped bring an end to the Rift War with the help of Macros the Black. He was adopted into the royal family and awarded land to begin his Academy of Magic at Stardock. His irresistible friendliness belies the fact that he's the unchallenged master of magic in Midkemia. Pug is the father of two, an adoptive daughter, Gamina, who possesses telepathic powers, and William, his natural son. So, the first two books of the series are Magician Apprentice and Magician Master. They, I believe, also came out as just Magician. You can just read that together, but it got split into two books, I think, is the idea. But yeah, as Pixel Art Dragon says, I read Magician only after playing Betrayal at Krondor, so I can't not imagine him like this. Indeed, this picture of him is how I imagine him. This is the danger of watch a movie before reading a book, but also I think I have a tendency to remember things visually more than in words. So if somebody, I read all of Lord of the Rings about a month or two before the movies came out, because I'm like, I'm going to read the books and remember things from the books, and I'm not going to watch the stuff. I'm not going to read any, like look at things and look at pictures and do whatever. Doesn't matter. Everything that I would have thought in my brain about how everything looks, all blown away by the movies. This is just how I picture things. And because we didn't see Tom Bombadil in the Lord of the Rings movie, my picture for Tom Bombadil is some random piece of art where he looks like a weird, like, onion-shaped creature, but is a man. Still a man, but he's just shaped like an onion. He's just still a man. So it's like, but anyway. Let's see what he's got for spells. Ah, well, that's why he drank out of the same cup. So now we have two magicians who know Mad God's Rage. We have two magicians who know Firestorm. This is going to be Gorath is going to be well protected, I think. But his barding sucks. We should have brought a loot. Oh well, whatever. He'll do. Strength of 12? I don't know, man. Next to 116, 141. Let's see what you carry. What have you got on you? Oh, you got a crystal staff. And no armor! But you have this staff. The Staff of Macros. Stave's appearance was deceptive. On first glance, it appeared to have more in common with a simple walking stick than a Staff of Power, but its exceptional balance would make it a superior fighting stick. Whoever had made it had purposely concealed its magical properties. Affecting player statistics. Oh, that's cool. It's probably giving him his 100%, perhaps. 10, 25, 25, 15. Okay. This one was 12, 5, 5. Okay. I wonder how badly he needs to have that on him. In the meantime, you are going to need some rations. So that's good. So there, that's pretty good. That's a good start. With no armor. And now we have an entire third inventory. You're right. We can just pick up more and more stuff as we want. He has a Ring of Prandir with 100 charges on it. What? God damn. Oh, my goodness. I guess actually it's a good idea. We can give him Weed Walkers. Let's give him Owen's, because Owen actually has higher base stealth, I think, than Gorath did at the time. That'll help. 72, 79, 100. Actually, you know what we could do? Oh, it doesn't do it twice. That's too bad. Could give him the Amulet of the Upright Man, though. What are we looking at for lockpick ability here? 89. Well, we'll give you that. We now have 100% lockpicks if we need it. I definitely don't need that Ring of Prandir anymore, but we might end up using it anyway. We're going to need... That's a pretty even it's a pretty even split overall. Maybe. He's gonna need some of these more than I will. Good, yes. I just assumed he would put the weed walkers over the other weed walkers. What do we do with this thing now? Let's just give it to him to hold on to. F it. I now have a dump inventory. And it is dark, and we're going to wait until it is light. So it says now that we need to go to the southwest sector, I believe. Oh, no, it says go back north and talk to Datsvan. So let's go back to Datsvan. I mean to infer no rudeness, but where is our destination? We must find my daughter Gamina. In my current state, I am not able to reach her mind. I know not of your travels, but I was not able to complete my search. Then we shall continue our random wanderings. I have no desire for a search to be random. Assistance may lie to the north at the Pillar of Datsvan, Lord of the Gates. While trapped, I found my mind focusing there. We know the pillar of which you speak. Then lead the way, my friend. Just do this. Actually. Might as well get some extra crystals at this point. Anything in any of the other rooms? Don't need that. Oh. Excellent, more rations. And more crystals. I think we stole all the crystals off of here, actually. Yeah, we did. I do think it's interesting that there are so many in the game. It's just like there's no way that you're going to this one here. There's no way that you're going to be able to use all of them unless you're casting so much. Pug studied the column. When he had visited the site at Karzin previously, he had sensed the sentience that radiated from them, but had been unaware of the true nature of the beings who inhabited them. Stepping forward, he made a slight bow. Greetings, cousins of the All. Oh yeah, we found the Oracle of All, didn't we? He said. Regret that I did not recognize you on my first visit. My apologies. It was only during the time I was in the tent that something the Oracle spoke of once occurred to me. Apologies are needed for such as we, Savani, but we accept your tribute. Your safety was greatly prized by Macros. Pug nodded. He has been a true friend to me, only as one other has ever been. It is an honor that he prized me so highly. I sometimes wonder that he will ever stop protecting me. You have not come to us to waste thanks on us, one called Pug. What do you wish from the gods of Timiriana? Rianya. Gotta keep saying the ya. Timirianya. I came here in search of my daughter Gamina, a magician, a Savani by your terms, brought her here against her will. It is important that I find her and return to my home to avert a possible catastrophe. Forces are gathering to tamper with the Life Stone. For a moment there was silence, the only motion in the air made by the rasp of the sands moving in the deserts. Then, quite abruptly, Datsvan's voice returned. Your daughter is caged by Panathiana. They believe her an omen that Alma Lodka has heard their pleas and is preparing the way for her return. Is she in any danger? Pug asked. Is there something you may do for her? No, Datsvan replied. Such as my powers once were, they are limited, part of the price we paid for continued existence. You exhausted your essence when you crystallized the mana to drive off the Valheru. When their magical abilities seemingly began to wane, they assumed they had tapped the mana of the planet dry and moved on. Speculations are death, Savani, but the gods of Timurianya are not dead. Are not yet dead. We will abide until the time comes when we either sleep or until we can be reborn through these children of the Holocaust. Perhaps once they have forgotten Amalodka and the rest of the Valheru, they can mature in their own ways. Pug accepted the information calmly and began to turn to leave, then halted. I'll just fucking murder all of them, Datsvan, though. We can just do that instead. Has Makala placed any special spells around here? I'm very limited in my abilities at present. Seek the old hordes of the Valheru. There may be something there to assist you. Farewell, Pug. Datsvan shall speak no more. So, does that mean the mine? Because it said we can go southeast if we want to now. Oh, great, thank you. Seek the old hordes of the Valheru. I do not understand. I gather you do understand how this place was not always as it is now. At some point after Gamina is safe, please inquire further. As for now, it is enough to know that when the Valheru left this land, they left something else. They left behind something else as well. Whatever it is, it would be buried like their ruins. It was we considered it an important power. Whatever it is, it would be buried like their ruins. For it to have remained intact for so many years, it must have been protected by some sort of magical defense, perhaps one produced by the pillars. Gorath and I have never come across any such defenses here. My search is able to cover all but the southern end of the isle. We should start there. We have searched the southeast end of the isle, which leaves only... Prepare yourselves, we journey to the southwest. You know what? We can actually probably just go southwest at this point. We have lots of these things now, though, so that's good. Pug does not need a crystal staff, which is nice. I think we've been here before. This is his note. And he has the map. Okay. So we're going to head southwest of here. Pug is wearing a literal bathrobe. Yep. Yeah, if at any point anyone, I would dearly love it. In fact, if for whatever reason, I don't know who gets to make decisions about emotes, but definitely push for a Pug emote at some point, people. I would love it if it would confuse the hell out of everybody else in Loading Ready Run as to why is there this weird man with all this chest hair. So let's see, where are we again? All right, we are entering the southwest. I'm going to drop a bookmark. Lots of other things along the route, but there's something over there which we'll go to. We're headed there now anyway. How much? We could probably stand to grab more mana, yeah. Can't see clearly, so we'll camp for the night. Southeast again. Let's have a look from here. God damn it. Wasn't what I meant to click. Alright, just keep heading south. Keep heading south. More rations. There's a house. If Pug does nothing, then he's not going to get any stronger. But he doesn't need to be made stronger in all those other ways. He's already has 100% casting, right? Like... Pug opened the door. More stuff. More rations, which we probably don't need, but whatever. My aim tonight is to finish chapter 8 tonight if we can, if there's actually a way to, if there is enough to do here. If not, then, I mean, we'd have to save it for the next stream, but then we'll definitely be finishing chapter 8, I'm sure. I don't know how much there is left in this chapter overall. Whoa. Lustrous as no armor should be, it was unthinkable the suit had ever been in battle. Impossibly light, the breastplate was forged of material that seemed like white gold, but was harder than any steel Owen had ever encountered. 70%. With a 5%, the racial mod of 5, or the racial mod will take that off. If I put this on Pug, it'll keep him very safe. What's this? Strength drain. Oh, he's full. Why don't we grab all this stuff? Why not? That's 100 charges. Yeah, I was thinking it would be better to give Gorath the nicer armor, just so that he would have the he gets the bonus. But this is like 55 and 50, 60. Oh, that is 70%. Okay, that's good. And then he gets the actual bonus, 75%. He gets to keep the blessed type then. So if I cast Strength Drain right now, I can use the cup again, and then we would both end up with it. That sounds pretty good. I'll do that. But we don't need to worry about this. We both have crystal staves. We both have staves. We have another staff as well. I can put some drops on there. I don't know why we'll need all those things, but that's whatever. That's fine. And we have so many of those. Owen does that. Slept for a little bit. Life drain. Interesting. Life drain. Not strength drain. Life drain. Apparently, there's a point in one of the other chapters where you, in the original version, I think it was in like chapter 7 or something, where you could get strength drain from a chest. I think it was chapter 7, so it was in the Dimwood or whatever. And then that wasn't available anymore. They decided to not make that a thing in the next version. All right, so there's nothing else along here. There's one down there and there's one over there. So let's go south first. What did I miss? Ah, okay. Even more armor and lots of other stuff. Ah, another copy of Strength Drain. I figured the Staff of Macros can cast a spell. I just didn't know which one it would be able to cast. So now, with this, that's essentially the same to us as, but we can only get it here. And that might be fun to have, is just to be able to do that. What else do I want to drop? Let's drop... wait, hang on, none. I want to fill that up. I want to fill that up. Yes. And we're going to grab that extra copy, because why not? And... because having it is like, it's still 70 plus 5 minus 5. It's still 70, which is the same as this other stuff. But we would never be able to come back here and find it again. So why wouldn't we want to bring the really cool armor with us home instead? We'll just drag some more. I feel like we don't need that much more than this in the first place, but 100 in each. Yeah, that's probably fine. We're probably going to end up dropping more stuff as we go find the other caches from here. Northeast of here, I think, is where the next one is. I keep forgetting that he's not in that position. He's in the next one. This is the one I was looking at, I think. Ah. A fight! That's it, hit your buddy. I like that the dude's like, I'd rather deal with the dude with the sword. Wow. Nice. Okay, we're just not going to be able to hit that dude. What's inside? Just more of this. We already have some packs of 100. We're doing okay. Again, Owen's here. He's in the middle. Good. Nothing there. It's going to be something around the corner there, though. There's a house. Ah, okay. We have come all the way along the bottom. We're into the southeast. We're into the southeast sector. Yeah, here's everybody I kicked the shit out of. Okay. I think at this point we are probably golden. I think we go to the mines. All right. Drop a bookmark. So let's see. We've got a couple Valheru armor, which seems to be really good armor. I feel pretty good about where we're at. Now, the question is, I'm just going to look at the thing here, the web. So this area is not very exciting. You can find rations and mana. You can find some other guys hanging about. There's an ambush, whatever, sure. But you'll be able to find in version 1.02. The first mound you stop at has Valhero armor, a crystal staff, strength drain, restoratives, herbal pack, and rations. And then in 1.02, the southern mound has more armor, strength drain, and mana, 500. In the diskette version, 1.01, that the northern mound that only had the one armor in it actually has the two units of armor, two suits of armor, and then there would be a single suit of armor in the southern mound. All three of them would have been blessed number 3. They all would have had 15% bonuses on them. In this case, they gave them blessed number 1 instead. So I think I want us to play out the hour at least. So we're going to play another 15 minutes or so and then take a break. And depending on what happens in here, I guess we'll see what happens in here, right? It's like we go into the mine, and the first 5 words I see in the mine are, "The mine is almost empty." So yeah, that'll be cool. The door was unlocked. Cracking it open, Pug peered into the formless darkness of the shaft. When no one replied to his shouted greetings, he turned to Gorath. "No one down there," Pug said. "Might be interesting to take a look around. Feel like blundering around in the dark for a few minutes?" That's a little weird. When we need to be here for this, I feel like this should have had some actual writing, but whatever. An hour passed. After moving through a long stairwell that seemed to twist and widen in unexpected directions, they found themselves standing on an earthen floor. You know what? We're going to use the ring that I want to use up. So our choices are to go west or east. It says to go left because the eastern part of the mine is totally empty. That's interesting. So no matter what we do, well, if we start this whole thing off by, we're guarded by guys that way and we're guarded by guys this way, and it says if we go east, there's no reason to go east. If we go west, there's no reason to go west. I guess these guys aren't going to run, so... Good. Yeah, there's literally one thing of interest in here. It's the thing that advances the story. I would agree, Arclight. There's no other reason to be in here doing stuff than just do the thing that advances the story, which is to get to the central chamber. We could go looking around, but apparently there are, like, fights and other stuff to be had. It's just better to... It's just better to go find our way to the central chamber, which I believe is... They said go west, so I'm just going to go west. We probably just have to do this. Or we do this enough until we actually find our way through it. Probably more fights as we go. Where are we? Is this the east? This is the eastern part of the mine, probably. I think these guys just don't like being hit with a Garde Revanche. Either that or, I mean, it shows up as blue, right? And it's like, because somebody said it's doing so much damage, it's showing you what it's doing over the amount of damage that it's doing. Are we back at the entrance? Seems like we're almost back at the entrance, yeah. Okay, we've gone around this big square. That seems like the kind of thing you would have a central chamber in. No, we're going to go this way. I'm going to go up here to this one. Aha, here we go. Drop a bookmark. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll put a save down because this, I believe this is the last fight. So we're going to put a save down. We're going to take that break. We're going to come back here and do the thing that we said we were going to do. We'll finish out the chapter for the night. So have this fight. Read the end of the chapter. That gets to we read the beginning of the next chapter. That'll sound awesome. So let's save. Pixlar Dragon, you say there might be something here in the northernmost chamber. Does that mean going this way? This is definitely the north. That is a big-ass stone. Alright, well, let's put a bookmark down. And do that quick. Pug approached the slab. He studied it carefully for several minutes, tracing his finger over the 12 unintelligible symbols which were carved into the rock face. Appears to be nothing more than a large stone slab, he said. I was rather hoping there might be something else about it. As prominent as it is, I was thinking perhaps it might have a notch or groove in it somewhere. Perhaps it's a marker of some kind. Nothing happened to us, eh? Doesn't seem to have. Yeah. Okay. I am still going to put a save. I'll put the same save down that we did already. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Please enjoy the commercials. And welcome back again. Okay, so we clicked on the thing and nothing happened. That's okay. It was neat to go see a thing. You know what? We could even look around a little bit more if we wanted to. I mean, we need rest. But we have 30 days worth of rations. We could derp around in here all we wanted to. What's this way bring us? Is that a pit? That is a pit. Ah. Do, 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 do. Wow. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. B-E, aggressive. There we go. Yeah. I have to hand it to Brad Neely. People in chat are talking about how hearing be aggressive in the Michael O'Leary voice. And I have to hand it to Brad Neely for really coming up with a great selection of voices to use for his characters. Ian and I both really like the all the stuff you can get out of China, Illinois. That whole kind of I mean, we were watching the Professor Brothers back before like any of that stuff was out, so it was interesting for me anyway to they're gonna make a TV series. I'm like, what? And I can't do Professor Frank's voice. That Ian's really good at doing this voice, way better than I am, like that kind of thing, right? He's got that real kind of high. He can really lean into it. And I really wanted to do Professor Steve because I thought it would be a lot of fun if the two of us could both pick up a different voice and just do stuff. But one thing I enjoyed was Baby Cakes. He has a very distinctive voice. And Michael O'Leary has a voice that's very heavily based on Baby Cakes. In fact, in the beginning, I was just trying to do the Baby Cakes voice. And Michael's voice then changed, of course, over time as we, became more of this kind of voice. It's time for me to go shopping for mushrooms, or perhaps I will go into the hills and search for them myself. Just watch me, screw around here and end up down a pit. Oh, what is this place? Ah. Some of these guys. Largely the amount of voice work that I've done, working out things for Loading Ready Run or any doing anything else, has mostly just been what can I do as a voice? And I think a lot of people have that that thing where it's oh, I can totally do I can do Kermit the Frog, that kind of thing. And then inevitably you end up with people who are I can do Kermit the Frog better. No, I can do Kermit the Frog better. And it's it always becomes that kind of pissing contest. I don't understand why, but it always is. And, because nobody just sounds like Jim Henson. Things I have learned over the years from talking with VAs is that inevitably what will happen to them at a convention is somebody will be hey, so I want to get into voice acting, and they're okay, cool. It's so what do I need to do in order to do that? And it's well, you need to practice these things and do a thing and do this and do whatever. It's okay, yeah, cool. It's well, no, the thing is that you don't understand. I do a really good I do a really good this guy, or do a really good Popeye, or do a really good this, and it's I do really good Bullwinkle, that kind of thing. It's cool. You know who else is a really good Bullwinkle? The guy who does Bullwinkle. You know who does a really good Bugs Bunny? The guy who does Bugs Bunny. They're not looking for people to replace those voices anymore. Frank Welker, I think, Frank Oz. Like, when those guys die, then it's like, when we need to find someone who can do those voices and replace them. It's like, it's worth working on your voices to eventually like learn how to do that stuff, because I think it is actually pretty good for your to practice being able to do other work. But also, you don't really, nobody's looking for you to replace work, right? No one's looking for you to be like, oh, I've figured out how to do this one voice. What they're looking for is, do you know how to do a voice that people will enjoy listening to? Or that is very indicative of a character. And I mean, I haven't been able to get, I'm not looking for voice actor work, but I don't think I would get voice actor work based on being able to mimic somebody else's voice at the thing that they do. But man, is a good practice being able to change the things that you can do. And I have the good fortune of, when we were doing work on Corpline, when we were like, okay, we need to be like, if you were there during the first few episodes, because we're not doing anything about Corpline until we record a couple of episodes at least, so we can see what this is like and see if it actually turns into a real thing. We're in the basement of like the old AFK set in Moonbase 3. We're sitting there talking about what this is going to be like. And if you've listened to the first episode, you know that Derek's voice is not set. You can hear that it's not the same as what came later. And that's like Dan Castellaneta doing Homer Simpson, right? It's like, if you hear Homer now versus what Homer was like back then on the first season of The Simpsons, you can hear that they're different, because you're getting a voice, you're doing a thing, and then over time you're finding that voice. And and Derek's just got that, like, because I grew into it, but I was just trying to, like, what is this kid? Who's he like? What's his whole thing? Because we don't know if anything's going to stick. And we liked Derek so much that we're like, well, let's bring him back for the next episode. And then the next thing you know, it's like, you bring him back for another episode after that. And like the same with Richter, and the same with like Kathleen's voices and stuff. And it's like, who knows who's going to return? And like, Richard Thurston III was like, is this going to be an ongoing dude? And it's like, turns out Richard Thurston III is Dick Thurston's an ongoing dude to have. Why? We don't really know why, but you have Richter Hammock Slam, and you have Derek the intern, the summer intern, and it's just like, we just fell into that. No, maybe I won't slam the door on them. Okay, we're gonna attack these guys. How are we doing on health anyway? Whatever. It's probably fine. The creatures turned to attack. For a moment, Pug froze, whispering, "Kamina!" Though the confrontation would be difficult, this was a moment long waited for. "These bastards, the servants of Makala, must die," he shouted as he advanced into battle. Okay. So a heads up. These things in the back are called wind elementals. I know this because I'm looking at the walkthrough. They can only be killed with a single spell. Strength Drain. There it is. Now, is it faster? Did we give Pug the Infinity Pool? I think we did. Well, let's try this. Rather than do the Infinity Pool, we'll just do this. Drains strength from victim and gives to caster. Okay. Maximum. 20 health and stamina. Yep, that's what I want. Cast it on... Is it line of sight? Oh, it's fucking line of sight. Alright, what damage is that going to do? Cool. Owen, then, cannot do anything because he's standing next to a dude. But he kills that guy, so Pug is free to cast Strength Drain. And he casts it on this guy. 114% accuracy, does no damage, but... Because strength is apparently all they can do. Owen then casts Strength Drain. So now that guy has a higher strength overall. We know this, and we can shoot him or hit him or do whatever. Nothing's gonna matter. But if on the same turn, I can attack that wind elemental, then I can win. Pug, she lives. Makala has many blessings to count. Look at us. I can't wave a mouse over them, and I can't point at it. It's hard to tell, but anyway. Gorath, see if you can do something about the cage. Cover your head and stand back! Pug took Gamina into his arms. Eyes glistening with relieved tears, he hugged the girl tight to his chest, and for a long moment he simply held her, his head resting in her silver-white mane of hair, while he mulled through recent events. At last, he slipped a finger beneath her chin, gently lifted and allowed his gaze to lock with hers as they initiated the special mind speech that had been Gamina's gift since birth. He was lying, father, all that time, Gamina thought. Even when he brought me here, he was trying to get you away from Krondor. I know, Pug thought in return, pushing a stray wisp of her hair into place. I shall have to see you better guarded in the future. I've always supposed that your gifts would keep you safe from harm, but I see my pride in you sometimes borders on the dangerously arrogant. We must be more careful. Agreed? Agreed. Again, she hugged herself to him. Feeling her faint nod, he released her and kissed her forehead, looked to where Owen and Gorath stood at the cave mouth. Curiously, the squire was bent double, his face buried in his hands as he shook with violent coughs. I'm okay, Owen wheezed, waving his hands, occasionally stealing glances at Gamina. Really, I'll be fine. Pug smiled. The boy's theatrics were poor, but it was manifestly obvious he wished an introduction before his lungs collapsed. Gamina, this hacking young ruffian is Squire Owen Belaford of Tyburn. Both he and Gorath have been instrumental in helping find you. Perhaps we should have them down to Stardock for dinner someday. Stardock? Owen's performance faltered at the mention of Pug's Academy of Magic. This is chapter 300. Wait. CCCVL is what I'm seeing. Which is odd, because you don't put your V's before your L's, I don't think, ever. So it's either 355 by accident. I don't really know what's going on here. 345? Wouldn't that be XL then? But you can have V before L. Okay, 345. I don't fucking whatever. It doesn't really matter. Realizing his lapse, he coughed tentatively into his hand. You mean the Stardock? None other, Pug frowned as he drew out the small multifaceted stone from the folds of his robe. This special patterned stone should take us there, but we have to drop off Gamina before we attend to our business. We will go to join Prince Arutha, Gorath asked. No, Pug replied, clapping his hands overhead. We go to Sethanon! I happen to have that spell. Perfect. Chapter 9, Mad God's Rage. Probably... Now, Mad God's Rage like that is more of a descriptor of action, that mad gods are raging. Mad God's Rage. If they meant the rage of mad gods, there should be an apostrophe there, but whatever. Locklear's eyes hardened. At some level, he wanted to believe he'd seen something in the instant of the gate's collapse. It was irrational, no doubt, a vision he had conjured for himself to soften the blow of Patris's death. As a man who had stood against many armies, Locklear knew all too well about last-second visions seen on the battlefield. There was absolutely no chance that Patris could have survived the blast. None. Looked like he got sucked into it, though. Whatever. By some agency beyond his control, he turned back the melancholy that threatened to overtake him, rationality brooking his grief for the lost magician. There was still an army to contend with, still Mordil to slay, still a kingdom to defend. There would be time for grieving when it was finished. Such a dumb way to die, Locklear said, biting off the words bitterly. 411. Senior James nodded. He died a good death, Lockie. I wouldn't have wished for him to go, but he died to save others. You say that all the time, James, but there's no good way to die. They're all bad. James stared at his old friend and saw the coldness that glimmered in Locklear's gaze. He'd come to know that look over the years, an expression that had first manifested itself at the Battle of Armengar years before, when Locklear's girlfriend Bronwyn had been slain by a troll. Spoilers! A bit of Lockie had died then, and in that place had grown the seed that had bloomed into a deadly and superior knight, but in all that time he had never forgiven himself for letting the girl die. You're not mad Patris is dead, James said, finally. You're angry you didn't die in his place. Locklear's eyes flashed protest, but suddenly he reached for the sword as 3 flashes appeared in the woods. Spellweavers! Locklear shouted. Disliking the fact they would be at a disadvantage against the magical opponent without Patris, James steeled himself as he grabbed for his weapon. Now we get to see what they look like from the back. So if there are cosplayers out there, you guys want to dress up as this, hey, we had front splashes, we got back splashes now. You get both your character studies out of this. Owen apparently has a fat ponytail. Stay your swords, seigneurs. I believe it is still considered rude in the kingdom to skewer your friends. If you have a muskrat, you can tape that to your chest. That will act as Pug's body hair. Duke Pug! Right? Pug's a duke. Duke Pug, never have I been half so relieved to see a friendly face. We were expecting mortal magicians. Oh, Kralara? That's awesome. Dressing up as Halloween for Halloween as Owen as a kid. I was in high school when this came out, so I would not have been able to do this. Tirani magicians, James, or rather magicians trained by a Tirani. No mortal witch would have had the capability to make a rift machine, nor would they chance going into battle with such poor odds of success. I still should like to know how exactly it was that Delicon managed to make contact with Makala. I had hoped that the mortal would be wary of another such attack following the defeat of Myrmindamus 10 years ago. Prince Arutha said they hope to find Myrmindamus and free him. The mortal are convinced we've been holding him captive all these long years. So Gorath has told me. Doubtless Makala exploited that belief to his advantage. That at least explains one wrinkle. The mortal had never forgiven us for that loss. But why is Makala doing all of this? Obviously he isn't in this to rescue a dead mortal leader. For the moment I believe I know, but I don't wish to say until I've taken a better look at something. Yes, because there are certain things that keeping secret are maybe still a good idea. This last problem I will have to unravel myself with some assistance from Gorath and Owen. From here, I think we will be able to teleport into the caverns beneath Sethanon. It is there our objective lies. What of Locklear and myself? Get bent, boys! Once Prince Arutha arrives with his reinforcements, deliver my assurance that he will not face anything magical from the Moradel. If Makala indeed has assistance, they will be uninterested in the prince. They will be waiting for me. So prevent Makala from reaching the Lifestone. Well, I could do that. I don't think we finish this chapter in 40 minutes, even if we are in the caverns below Sethanon at this point. Because it does put us right at Sethanon. But I don't think that we actually, do anything here. Also, just for fun, let's start that Ring of Brandir up. We got lots of that. Technically, we can leave. Nope. Rubble choked the stairwell. We can't leave this hole just yet, Bug said regretfully, seeing the dour look on Owen's face. Come, we have an appointment with Makala. Yeah, it ain't 40 minutes, I'm sure, to finish. This is great. We have started chapter 9. That means, I guess, it's going to be Tuesday. This was Saturday today, so it's going to be Tuesday. Do I just shove chapter 9 in here? Let's just shove chapter 9 in here, too. I'm not going to make a new thing just for that. 87. And that'll do it for Play It Forward here tonight on the Loading Ready Run Entertainment Network. I am Beej. You've been watching me play Betrayal at Krondor. We just finished chapter 8, which took place on the ravaged plains of Timiriania, which is an ancient Valheru place where they were. And boy, oh boy, do our boys have some wild armor and some neat stuff they're carrying around. I bet we don't even really need the crystal staves anymore. We can probably do without them. It's 40 charge staff. That's pretty good. Got the Garda Revanche. This feels pretty good. I'm happy about how this has all gone down. We have this extra copy of Strength Drain, which we don't need because we used the cup again. We got to do that. It's been a wild ride. I think if you guys tune in the so far it's been one session for chapter 7, one session for chapter 8. I have a feeling it's gonna be one session for chapter 9, and yeah, it's that's all there is to it. It's now time to listen to the music. and watch me take this sucker offline. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. I'm super excited we get a chance to finish this. I get a chance to finish the game, and I get to do it with you. You can tune in for what's coming up next later, because we're done for the night. This is it for our broadcast day. Tomorrow is Father's Day, and you can ring in the Father's Day. In North America, it will be Father's Day tomorrow. By tuning into Rhythm Cafe, they'll be playing Beatrix. Beatrix? It's some sort of game, I'm assuming based on Much Ado About Nothing. It starts at 1600 Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, 2100 in Newfoundland. I don't give a shit. Is This Your Card starts at 1800 hours Pacific. That's where Wheeler will be playing, I believe, more Yu-Gi-Oh! On Monday is a June holiday. For one of our regions in Canada, it is National Indigenous Peoples Day. I don't know in what region that is, but I know it is somewhere in Canada. It looks like it's, Northwest Territories and the Yukon. Awesome. But on that same day will be Can't Draw Horses Club at 1300 hours and Dice Friends at 1700 hours. I believe more Candlekeep mysteries will be occurring. Tuesday, we roll into the bonus stream. Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance will be coming out soon, and we have a sponsored stream thanks to Dungeons & Dragons. We will be playing Dark Alliance for several hours, starting at 11 a.m., 1100 hours. Talking Sim gets bumped back to 1700 hours, and Play It Forward, what is possibly going to be the final Play It Forward in this series, and I got to let James know tonight so he lets everybody else know to prep for the next Play It Forward coming up at 2000 hours. Wednesday brings us Crossing the Streams again. Thursday we move into Lure MTG, Tinker Tailor, and then on Friday is the Chill Point, is Checkpoint Plus, followed by Friday Night Paper Fight. I'm just naming things off my watch, but you can find all this stuff on loadingreadyrun.com/live. That'll show you our schedule, but in your time zone, wherever it is that you might have that registered on your device that you're seeing it through. All right. That's that. Let's thank everybody who's making this stuff possible, because all the streams are brought to you by you. That includes people on YouTube you might be watching this VOD on YouTube. In fact, if you go from the VOD channel to the main channel, Loading Ready, it's youtube.com/loadingreadyrun. You can join the YouTube memberships. That is a financial way to support us. The thing you get to do is to give us questions every month for the monthly Askler podcast that we do. If you have questions, I believe we were soliciting for some already. Hell, if you have some, go see if you can solicit more if you want. In fact, the other ways you can support us are through Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. The Patreon is great. You can join 2,600 people who are all helping to support us, keeping the wheels of Loading Ready Run rolling. There's a lot of money there. We let you know how much we're making off of Patreon. It is important because it's a way we can show you that. Why not just tell you how much we're making? And all that money goes towards renting the moon base, paying people, making sure that they can pay their mortgage and rent and food and all those good things. It's just keeping the whole thing running. We want to pay people when they're on the streams. We try to do that. So damn it, I make it a thing. Anyway, we all make it a thing. It's a great way to support us, though, the Patreon. And you can also support us by going to store.loadingreadyrun.com. Our store, the Lure Store, is a place where you can buy lots of merchandise. For example, we make DVDs, and we have a Blu-ray, in fact, of Season 11. That is available right now. You can buy either of these, on the site. I don't know how many there are of any of them left. And whatever there is, that's what there's going to be. If we do sell out, I think we might have some extras left over in safety stock, but I won't be opening that yet. And there's no guarantee that we'll have that all sorted out. But yeah, if you backed the Kickstarter, though, at any amount that would have qualified you to get DVDs, and you didn't follow up with us with a new with your new mailing address, go check your email just to see whether you've been contacted by the Lure Store. And if you haven't, but you're like, I backed you guys at $50. I backed the $50 tier, whatever that was. And then I decided I would back you guys at $110 or $120 additional, so I would qualify for the DVD tier. Kickstarter didn't have tools back then for us to track the multiple tiers people registered in. It was basically a tier and then bonus payout, bonus backing, whatever you want to call it. a bonus pledge, I think, is actually what they have on the website. So your 110 or 120 extra you put in technically count as a bonus pledge and did not show up in our listing for DVD buff. Would have got you a DVD. So if you put in a lot of money and you're like, man, you know what? I never heard about this either. Or you know people who backed the Kickstarter and you're like, hey, did you get everything from the Kickstarter? And they didn't. You can email me, info@loadingreadyrun.com, and let me know. But you can email the store to be like, no, I was expecting to get a DVD, but I didn't hear anything from anybody about it. Let them know about it too. I want them to know, so we can send them these things. I want to be sure people are getting the things that they were supposed to get from the Kickstarter. And that then, but also on the website is things like the Lure Pride shirt or the Road Quest water bottle, which will be coming back into stock. Both of these things will have more stock for these very soon. I believe this coming this week. The Coffee with Surge Keep Cups. All sorts of playmats, including the new Agatha Fisty playmat. Agatha Fisty got her own playmat. We have posters on the store. We have like the Checkpoint mug. There's Wormwood rolling trays, the Wormwood dice vaults. Man, do I have, like, there's so much stuff on the store. I have to start getting rid of some of the stuff on the store. Buy all our stuff on the store so I can get rid of it. The store, though, right now, all of you in the UK, I'm sorry we still haven't figured out how to get things shipped to you in the way that your postal service wants us to ship it to you, with like including VAT and all that stuff. So I'm sorry about that. We are working on fixing that problem. I have another problem I have to fix regarding that first. But the EU, we knew for months that this is going to happen to the EU as well, and it is happening July 1st. So if you are from the EU, we will not be able to ship anything to you starting on July the 1st. So if you want to buy something, please buy it now, or else be willing to wait a few months while we sort all this stuff out. Because I thought we'd be able to get all this sorted out way faster than we have, and we haven't. So I'm just a little bit pessimistic about being able to get it done fast. So yeah. Anyway, I mean, I guess you could get someone to buy it for you who live in a place that's not there, and then they would have to ship it to you, but then they would have to like mark it as a gift, and they'd have to like rumple the shirts up and shit, or I don't know what they'd have to do, unwrap everything and be like, oh, I sent you some stuff as a gift. And like, I don't know how you do any of that stuff. It's not up to me to make those decisions. It's up to me to just get this stuff working. And, but yeah, all sorts of stuff on the store though. Please do check it out. It is very fun to sell you guys merch. It's fun to see you use it. It's fun to see you in it. And I'm so glad that we're making stuff that you guys really like. And that brings me to who all showed up tonight. There's a bunch of you. And so here's the problem, because I started like right after live. I can't see the chat anymore, by the way, but since I started right after live, I'm assuming these are all okay. These are all ones I'm supposed to do. Let me just have a look here. What was the last one? Oh, no, okay. Inevitable Ambulance Bills. Cheese. Let's have a look here. Roll forward some more. James got a sub that probably wasn't for us. Nope, not the thing. 12 months to 1 year. Let's see here. I'm going to assume that we're going to start from Bane Deviant, I think. The Canadian equivalent of the FBI is kind of technically the RCMP, if you want to think about it that way. It's our national police service. They're the ones who, look into a lot of that stuff. If you're thinking about shipping stuff over the border and it's weird, the Canada Border Services Agency is like your TSA in the United States, or like any sort of other more well-behaved group in another country, I guess. Actually, what's funny is they have the TSA in the States. In Canada, we have something called CATSA, C-A-T-S-A, which is the Canadian Transport Services Authority or something like that. So CATSA looks after our is it U.S. Border Services then? Is that how it works? U.S. has a border services group that has nothing to do with whatever? Okay, cool. Anyway, and USPS handles all your mail and shipping nationally for U.S., unless you guys ship UPS or FedEx or DHL or all those other lovely things. Everybody has their own postal systems, and it's great when they all work together. God, I hope they all continue to work together. All right, let's start with Bane Deviant, who subscribed for 3 months because they literally said, haven't seen previous beach trails. Quick TLDR. Hope you got one from somebody. Curse the Cosmos subscribed for the first time. Thank you so much. Laconic Lad for 10 months. Richards for 93 months. Johnny Glitch an hour ago subscribing for 59 months. Am I just in time for the end of the chapter? Maybe, technically. Thunderbird 32 for 43 months. Hanged Man for 53 months. D782 for 8 months. Gave us that free sub. Thank you so much. And Xantos69 with 50 bits, as they always seem to do. Thank you for the 50 bits, Xantos. I really appreciate that. If you have Twitch Prime, never forget, if you have Amazon Prime, it means you have Twitch Prime. And if you have Twitch Prime, it means you have one free sub per month that you could be giving to anybody you want. Give it to us. It's like subbing. You do get sub to us. It didn't cost you any money. And we still get the Bezos bucks out of it. They still pay us for the privilege of having you here. So, I'm going to wrap up because we managed to finish this not early but not late, but kind of just right on the good time to do it. I'm sad I only get to spend a little bit of time in the nuclear hellscape. I really liked that. When I saw it, I was like, God, yeah, this is not a place of honor, is it? This is no meritorious deed is commemorated or enshrined here. And there's a whole bunch of power beneath the surface. Oh, God. Good session. Anybody want to know anything before I take off? I'll give you guys, 20 seconds to think of stuff. I've been to Arizona. The chat mentioned, are we talking Arizona? And I'm like, I've been to Arizona. Been a couple of times, I think. How was my week? My week was pretty good. I did get some things done, which is nice. More and more things I feel are getting done. I have some stuff that I wrote up the other night that I have to send you. Not to you. I have to send to other people in the office. So it's pretty good that that's coming along. Johnny Glitch, I will definitely give Heather a hug on behalf of chat, but in my name. She might find it weird if I'm telling her that all of you 175 people are hugging her all at once. Yeah. Are there any other games you'd want to piff? This was a hard question because when I originally was going to do this, it was like, Beej, is this the game that you like? What do you want to play? And I'm like, I think I want to play Betrayal at Krondor. And they're like, that's a 60-hour game to finish. It's going to take you a while. I'm like, yes, good call. In fact, it might even take me longer because I plan on doing this enormous run at the beginning of the game to try to get all the cool stuff and set up all the stuff and get my guys buffed out. And I mean, we did, which was great because now I have Owen and Gorath at the end of the game and they're just completely swole. So that feels pretty good.
I've heard you say that you're going to wrap up like twice now.
I know, right?
You're real bad at
They
it.
asked me questions and I'm like, yeah, we should do a thing. I'm like,
well, guess what? There's an Askler that they could add questions to if they're YouTube members.
It's true. I did mention that.
That you're on.
Yeah, that they should, if they have a YouTube membership, they should go add questions there.
Or the PAX panel thing that we put out a tweet for.
Oh, we did tweet about that.
Yes, that
hey,
was today. Just
so everybody knows, we'll be doing a PAX Online panel. It is going to be a Q&A, just like we like to do every year. We're recording it tomorrow, I believe. So if you have any questions for Loading Ready Run, please go check out that tweet and please submit your questions because we want to get a lot of those things in there. I asked them to ask me some questions. It's just specific to me, though, just for here.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to know.
I have to download live. I have work to do.
Right. I got to go because she has work to do. She wants to use this space.
Also, I'd like to eat, and I'm waiting for you.
That's a good point. No, I never finished Metroid Prime. I have the save file still, but I suck at that game so bad I might never finish it. So, and with that,
Turn it off.
I'm going to call
Turn it off.
into the stream.
Turn it off.
Have a lovely night. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside if you can. And Heather and I are both going to get our vaccines. We already have our first one. So you get your vaccines too.
Push this button for you.
It's way down there. Good night.